need to get this starting soon thing ready for whatchamacallit, make it more specific to YouTube, because all the information down below is wrong on that one. Right. Let's do that, and let's come across to this, and yeah, here we are. GM prep. We haven't done one of these for quite a while. Oh, yes, it is the right camera. I was just making sure it was the right camera that was actually playing. Yeah, we haven't done one of these for quite a while because we've been sort of like going through the adventure at a little bit of a slower pace, and we've had some days when people have not been able to play because of birthdays and things like that. So yeah, it's been fine. We've been absolutely not a problem, but we've had some gaps. And so it's been a while since we actually created one of these. Now, I need to increase this a bit, like so. I changed this a little bit from last night. So they've actually come down into the well. Let me just so the first thing, the attack of the horde, sort of like event. I was trying to think what to say. Event really went well. I was really pleased with it, but boy, this party is so strong. I'm still amazed literally how strong they are. You know, they did so well. We left them camping up here at the top, but they did so well, and so many interesting things happened. And even though I've been GMing Mithras for, it must be like 2 years now or something like that, I still had to quickly think of things. It was brilliant. It was really, really brilliant. We saw some really good. Tarek went into his darkness elemental. We had a wonderful idea for Cyrus's rack spell. I'd watched Magneto bit when he leaves the jail and he summons up like 3 ball bearings that he's throwing everywhere, and I suddenly thought that's what the rack spell looks like. That is exactly what the rack spell looks like. And we animated some substances, some fire, and I made loads of mistakes, but we played through it. And yeah, in the end, it was really good. So one of the things that I've worked on, I'll just bring it across here. I've made this table for Cyrus, which basically gives the intensity of his spell, the cubic volume of the amount of fire he can animate. The movement is all one unless he changes that from the intensity. The damage that he can do via combat, via his unarmed combat. And then here is a separate table. A separate table is not the same table, but this one sort of like gives the idea of how quickly things will catch on fire, etc. We have to, excuse me, we have to remember that animate fire is a concentration spell. So I made a bit of a mess of that last night, but I think I could work around it, and it's absolutely fine. I also think I made a mess of the magic points. I think I allowed things to happen without magic points being reduced, but that doesn't matter. The game flowed well. And yeah, the actual attack of the hordes I thought went really, really well. I was really pleased with it. I think I hadn't thought about it enough, and if I do it again, then I'm going to change it slightly. But it was fine. It was fine. Now then, I have. Oh, let me just get my iPad, because I made some notes about what we need to. Oh, wake up, iPad. I made some notes about things that I need to do. Let's see how much of that I've got done. Right, I had to sort out the animate fire spell, which I've done, and the set on fire rules. So that's also done. Yeah, okay then. So that's fine from last night. So we now have to sort of like think about the adventure moving forward, and this is what I wrote last time. And I've sort of like copied some of this across, but I am going to have. I think I started a new one, this 7.1, and I copied. Yeah, I copied all this in, so therefore we can remove this from down the well. So I have arranged. I'm still trying, and this sounds really bad. I am still trying to determine how strong the party is. Attack of the swamp worm. Okay, so I have created a bit of a swamp worm. Where can I find it? Let me just go on to my GM layer. I had it. Oh, it's here. This is it at the moment, and I've got it. I've actually imported swamp worm. There it is. Okay, chunk. So I found this like purple worm on the site, and I thought this is quite nice. It's got quite a nice amount of hit points and hit locations in it. Its death from below is only 63, which means that the party is actually a lot better at it, and its brawn, endurance, and evade are quite low as well. But then it has some special effects. Oh, and I'm a bit disappointed that it hasn't actually pulled them across, which is a shame. Oh, that's a pity. Oh, it normally filters it across really, really well, and everything comes across with it. But it doesn't look like it's done it on this one. Let me see if I can find the original, and then I can just I'll just cut and paste it across. Was it the purple worm that I had? Yeah. So this was it. I wonder why that hasn't imported in. Let's just try importing it again. Yeah, it's coming in here, look. It doesn't seem to be bringing in the abilities that it has done. That's a shame. Okay, then we can just pop them down here. That's not a problem at all. So it's got a few abilities. So it's got this, it can tunnel through this specific ground type as its normal feature, which is fine. Perfect sense. Now, this is the one that I'm a little bit dubious about. The maximum size of a victim is figured as half the creature's own size, but maybe less than depending on the creature's physiology. Engulfed victims suffer at least one damage roll based on the creature's bite attack before being swallowed. The time spent chewing depends on the creature and how sensitive its innards are. If still alive, a swallowed victim will begin to suffocate. Often victims lack the mobility to move inside the digestive tract, or the creature is so large that he will die before he can be cut out. So engulfing is a set sort of like rule. It's a set ability of the animals. So I don't know whether or not. So sometimes I just sort of like think I should just go with it and let the party sort of like figure it out, you know, and let them go for it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think with this one, the tendency, what you need to do is avoid the mouth. That's exactly what you need to do. And I think it's quite important that I'm going to play it, that it comes out and goes back in again. And so keeps coming up and down, etc. And just on that point, I wanted to make sure that I need to make sure. Hang on, have I got it? I'm not too sure of the surprise rules in this game, but I think I think I understand them, but I don't think I use them correctly. Okay, opposed rolls to prevent the effects of surprise on a target are potent. The target suffers -10 penalty to initiative. Until their initiative arrives, they are considered flat-footed and cannot defend themselves. The first attack on the target, if successful, gains a special effect. For the remainder of the round, they may not perform any offensive action. Okay, then. Wow. This is crippling. Let's just let's just find it in the actual rule book. surprise. Here it is. Look. Mhm. Let me just bring this up. So surprise occurs when an unexpected attack is launched against an ambush, for example. The effects of surprise are potent. The target suffers a -10 penalty to initiative. Until their initiative arrives, they are considered flat-footed and cannot defend themselves. The first attack on the target, if successful, gains a special effect. For the remainder of the round, they may not perform any offensive actions. Right, so that's huge, that last bit. For the remainder of the round, so not the turn, the round, they may perform no offensive actions. For example, an assassin who sneaks up oblivious, wins the initiative, and successfully strikes from behind will gain 2 special effects. One for the attacker's success against the guard's automatic failure, and one for surprising him. If the assassin was using a dagger, he could choose select location, head, and kill silently, quietly stabbing the guard in the throat. As surprise can be devastating, targets of such attacks should be permitted a chance to detect impending conflict. For instance, an ambush might allow for an opposed perception versus stealth, or insight versus deceit for betrayal. Difficulty modifiers should be applied in situations where the target is hindered, such as being inebriated or dozing lightly. Conversely, a bonus should be applied if the target is suspicious or forewarned. If the target wins the opposed roll, then the effects of the surprise are negated. Okay. Interesting. So I just need to tidy this up a bit because I don't know why there's 2 H's there. That's annoying me. Okay. So that's fine. So if we go back to this beast. So it doesn't sort of like, it has a stealth roll. So I could match it stealth from against their perception. I could do that. And that would work. As it sort of like comes up from the ground. Okay, we can do that. We can do that and see how that actually works, which is fine. Okay then. So what I need to get my head round is the rest of this adventure, and I know through the caverns. Okay then. So I want them to sort of like head off into the tunnels. I know that's going to happen. Then I know that they're going to go, as they go off into the tunnels, they're going to be going for a while, and then they're going to reach the actual end point, the room where the shaman or the shaman and the swamp shaman sort of like was sealed up long ago for crimes against humanity. And I want them to be investigating that. And as they're investigating it, I want them to be attacked from behind. That's going to be the plan. And I really like ESO dungeons, because when you do ESO dungeons, if you watch carefully, each time you come across something, you actually get you get to know the tactics that are going to happen, the strategies that you need to do in the last boss. And that's what I've done in this adventure. So, you know, the little imps, they know will attack en masse. They know the ghouls from earlier on need to have magical weapons. And then we've got this shaman that's coming in. And I want to be so prepared with this shaman that I demonstrate how powerful magic is. That's what I want to do. And I want to almost like put, hey, Darth, how are you doing? I want to put all my skill as a caster against the parties. That's the actual plan. So we've got this idea. We've got this idea. I like this. The first thing I want is that I don't want a map. I don't want a map. I don't want to be planning it out or anything like that. To demonstrate this, there'll be a sequence of rolls that will determine whether the party have a combat or stay hidden in a small tunnel, etc. Okay, then. I see that. There's something just not sitting. Oh, yeah. Okay, then. So we know we don't need this part. Tunnels are relatively empty. The shaman and the minions are out. As the party ventures, the minions will return. The party are now trapped in the cave context. So that's what we're going to have. Okay, then. So okay, then. So they're going to be I'm going to let them actually roll the dice, I think. Okay, then. So I think what I'm going to have is almost like X amount of steps to get there. Okay. Let's do that. There will be 8 steps to get to the final room. At each step or stage, the party will roll to see what the next section will be like. They can go back and forwards. So it is important that you keep the elements of each stage throughout. Okay, so that's good. Okay, then. So they're literally going to have like one, and then so there'll be stage 1, go to stage 2, goes to stage 3, go to stage 4. Oops, don't wish to open up that. 5, 6, 7, oops, 8. Stage 8 will be entering the original burial chamber sealed away chamber. Okay then. For each stage, there could be one of the following elements. Okay then. So imagine that they're in this. They're in this. Okay, it doesn't really matter which tunnel they go out of. So this is the important thing. I don't want to say this is the way or this is the way. That's not the trick here. The way will be whichever way they decide to go. Okay, so I don't need to think about that all the time. So for each stage, there will be one, let's say a space, B, a number of passages off that space, C, types of passages, D, occupants. Do we want a number of passages off? See, it really doesn't matter which way they go. Once they've done 7 steps, they will automatically reach the final room. So I'm thinking, so we roll and we say it's a cavern and there's 4 passages off it. Okay. Then I'm going to have to put what type of passages they are at that point, aren't I? Or do I just make it one passage? There's always one passage coming off, no matter what. I don't want that because it sounds too linear. Okay, then. Space. What we need is B. It needs to be the occupant. Let's just put space. Occupant. C. Number of passages off. Get rid of that. And then D. Type of passage. Okay, then. So that's cool. Okay, then. So here we've got the first table for this is the space table. So it could be a cavern that's full of mushrooms. It could be a cavern that's water filled or water logged. I like the idea of a sinkhole. wonder what the definition of a grotto is. A grotto is a small cave, the kind of place where you feel comfortable, cozy, and protected from the oh. So that's almost like a nice place. Oh, right. This is good. So why do we say grotto? Resting / camping space. Okay, then. Right. We can have fungus or mushroom. But it's all going to be filled with blight in any case. If we make that waterlogged, make that one empty cavern. Cave in, only one exit. Navigate around the center. What's this? What can this one be? Cavern filled with sharp. Okay. Stalactites, isn't it? Stalagmites. I'll go with that. I do have a spell checker on here. Where's my spell checker here? Possibility. There we go. Stalagmites. There you go. Okay, then. Take that off. Okay, then. Okay, let's tidy this up. Let's pop this down here. Okay, we don't need that, and we don't need that anymore. So this is going to be purely. It's going to be purely nature against them, and that's what I've tried to do in this adventure. I've put a lot of sort of like natural obstacles in their way. It's a bit like, how do they get down the well? They really are struggling with this, and Bartleby refuses to be lowered down in a harness. Okay, then. So this is the space table. Okay, so next we need occupants. Okay, then. One is just empty. Normal cavern. One is that it's empty. Two, imp eggs. All cracked open. Okay, so what we need to do here is that on each of these, the majority of them will be empty, won't they? So if we say 1 to 3, it's empty. 4, 5 is a dead worm. 6. So if I just had an idea that we could have tangle vines hanging down that actually, when if they're touched, sort of like grips. Okay, so that's the occupants. And then we've got number of. Oops, no, I want this one. Still occupants. Number of passages. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1 passage. 4 to 5, 2 passages. 6, 3 passages. There we go. I'm not going to let them roll it. I'm going to roll it. I could actually just plan it now, couldn't I? But I don't know whether or not I want to do that. I'm wondering whether or not it's better to actually plan it. Because I've got all the ideas, so why make it difficult if I've got everything? It would just be silly. Okay then. So there's going to be 8 stages. I know what I'll do to bring the randomness in it. Whichever one they take, or I'll decide when one comes to the next one. Okay, then. So let's keep all this here. And let's put the stages in. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6, stage 7, stage 8. Okay, then. So these are each of the stages, and then what we're going to do is populate them. And stage 8 is the burial chamber. That's sort of like where they're going to end up. So let's start off. So stage 1, they'll leave and they'll go into a cavern. And this cavern will be a normal cavern. It can have I've got a problem. I was just thinking, So if they go into this open cavern and there's one way out, so forth, and they say, we'll go back and try one of the other tunnels, then I've got an issue, haven't I? Because I then have to sort of like randomly create it as they go along. I don't want them just to be one way. No, I can't do this. It's going to have to be random uh, as we go through. Or I need to plan out everything in fine detail. So what do we do? Do we go fine detail with everything, or do we go random? Hmm. What I was thinking about doing. So what I thought I could do is actually almost like plan it out in here. If that makes sense. I wonder if we can do that. And this sort of like plan it out in a picture form. So therefore I've got it. Let's put a whole load of these on first. Like that. Oops. Why won't it finish off that line? Maybe I need to come off it, then back onto it. I like this idea. Does it make sense what I'm actually creating? Then this one. Just move this. Like so. Okay, then. So now let's... Oh, look, I don't even need to... It automatically puts a... Oh, no, it doesn't. 2. Okay, so this is 2. So if I drag 2 into there, and this is 3. This is 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Oh, 8. Right, now we can put 6, 5, 7, 8. There you go. So that's like the map. That's my map, so I can see where they're going and what they're going. You know, what's coming in and out of each one. So that's good. Okay, then. So now we can actually do this thing. So there's actually 2 exits out of the cavern. One big enough to walk in. One need to stoop, walk down. Okay. So that's this one. So I need to somehow we're in trouble. So if I make the red, the stooping one, then I'll know where it's actually going. Okay, so this is stage 2. So this is this one. So we can get this is Waterlock Cavern. Water appears to have cooled here. Depth is up to the player's knees. Water appears to be stagnant. Is that how you spell stagnant? Stagnant. Yeah. And murky. Party will not be able to see the bottom. How many things are out of here? 2. There are 2 tunnels out of this area are above the level of the water. It appears that the water has flown into this cavern at an earlier time. Okay, then. I've just thought of something really mean. Do I put something on the ceiling that can drop onto them? No, I can't be so mean. What? I don't. I honestly don't know. Because, for example, so this is my site that I get all my there used to be, if I can spell it right, there used to be a there's a whole load of look at this necrotic jelly. What on earth is a necrotic jelly? I love the idea of that. That is a fantastic. Okay, then. I don't think I'm going to be mean. Right, what's the 2 exits? Right, so what I'm going to do here. So we got 2 exits out of this one. This one is going to be stoop level, and this one's going to be crawl. Right, we'll see whether or not I want to put anything else in there. Okay, 3. This is number 3. So this is going to be a cavern filled with it's not how we spell stalagmite at all. Stalagmites. These are sometimes up to chest level and are sharp in places. Characters will need to make standard athletics rolls to avoid being scratched by the sharp edges. They will need to make 3 of these rolls to pass through cavern unharmed. Okay. That's nice. That is number 3. That's this one here. Let's make both those exits just normal. There is only one exit out of this area, but it does have a junction small way down. Oh, no. There will be the remnants of various flesh, meat, brains. Some of the stalagmites. These can be identified belonging to the savages at the party. Counted for. Nice. Okay, then. So that brings us on to 4 and 6. So stage 4 is the next one. And what's this going to be? This is a cave in with only one exit. Yeah, which would be this one. Entering this cavern. Oh, right. I just need to write something that I've just remembered. There is a way out through the back of this chamber to the outside world. This was the original tunnel that dug into the chamber by dedicated swamp followers. This is where the attack come from. Perception check to the group approaching. Right, that reminds me of that. That's stalactite. Okay. Entering this cavern, party will notice that there are several exits that have been collapsed. In the center, lying across the room, there is a dead worm. Maggots cover majority of the flesh, and the smell of decay can be smelt from approaching tunnel. There is only one exit that the party will be able to take. This is at a stoop level. Oh, sometimes I wonder whether or not I'm being a bit mean. So that needs to be that red. We need to change this. This needs to be like a dark green. For the so I know that these are, the reds are stoop, the purples are normal, and the green is crawl. Hold my Alt key down. Okay then, so we've got 5 next. Oh, this is the sinkhole one. Okay then, do they have to come through 5? No. So I'm going to make the sinkhole 7. Because I really want to have some fun with that one. Okay, then. Right, 5 and 6. We'll make one of them like a grotto that they can camp in, and the other one just a normal cavern, I think. Mm, This is a grotto and a safe place for the party to rest. I'm going to change this. I'm going to put the line like that. Okay, that's cool. Right, 6. Okay, I'm going to make 6 the tangle vines. Okay, 6. This cavern is full of vines hanging down from above. These are a strange pale off-white color and seem to be almost reaching the floor in places. A successful perception roll will alert party to a number of skeletons remains on the floor. The vines are omnivorous and will trap anyone pushing through them. They are slightly sticky. Do you want to know what I know that they're going to do here? I know straight away Cyrus is going to burn them. I guarantee it. And seem to ooze some sort of sap. This makes them resistant to fire burning. If pushed against, they will gently stick to the person or animal. Once one has stuck, then others will follow. So this is going to be, I wonder, because gripping actually does something, but there's also grapple as well. And I'm wondering whether or not grappling is better here. The earn up versus combat skill, if the figure fails. Okay, let's just see what grip does. Oh no, there is grips are special, but there is, look, a grappler. Okay. Right, let's just sort this out. I wonder if there's such an animal as tangle vines. I almost like feel that there is. Tangle vines. Do vines. Good grief, is there nothing in Monster Island about vines? Plant. There's carnivorous grass. Oh, I've used Snapdragon and Sticky Whip before. But this one, it actually shoots something out. So it's much more aggressive. Okay, I don't want that. Right. Vines combat skill is, should we say 64? Vines will take 6 hit points of damage before breaking. That's good. Okay, so that's what's that? Stage 6. Okay, so 7 is the sinkhole. Yes. I just love this one. Right. All that can go, because we've finished with those. All that can go. We've finished with those. All these can go, because we've finished with those. Okay, what's it going to look like? This cavern was once filled with water and was a huge sinkhole. Water long since drained away, but it still drips from the ceiling, making the edges of the sinkhole slippery. The hole in the middle is how big do we want the hole in the middle? Is not as big as a human, but party will notice that the sides of the funnel slippery and have various sharp edges. random location. To navigate across the cavern. Take or middle. Athletics check. Difficulty grade can be used by providing support in some form. For example, a rope or harness. If a roll is failed, the character will slip and take 1d4, 1d3 points of damage to a lower area hit location. No, to a random location. This can be absorbed by the character will now be prone. Will make a successful athletics roll to regain their feet. The character will need to slip 3 times to reach the hole in the middle. It will also take 3 checks to navigate across the chamber. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And then it goes into 8. Oops. This section of the adventure will end as the players leave sinkhole room, start to travel to the final cavern stage. Boom. Excellent. Okay, let's see what that actually looks like, and then we can tidy up anything that we need to. That's good. That looks good. Okay, then. So we just need to now. Oops. we need. Boom. Navigation 3, that's 7. That's absolutely fine. So that's all done. And then we need to make a new article. It's a plot. And it's going to be Rise of the Spirits -8 the Shamans 2, let's call it. And then shift to return, shift to proceed. Fine, publish, but to private. Go to full edit. Navigation. Overview, right. Return of the Spirits. This is 8, so this is 200. Design. And that should be good. So if we go back to here, then we should have, yeah, so we're here. Now, just to let you know, I've been thinking about the end. I'm going to leave the shaman's tomb for tonight. I'm going to have another think about that later, because I want that to be an epic final battle. But I've also decided that the next part of this adventure, so to speak, is that I don't think Windvine can stay alive. I don't think it can recover. And so what's eventually going to happen, the spirits, etc., is going to change that whole area into sort of like a peat bog that then sort of like lives out for legends and everything like that. And the party will eventually have to think about returning to Lindo to sort of like plead the case of Windvine. And then my thought is to send them to an island and having an island venture when they're sorting things out, to sort of like maybe an island or another place in the world, to sort out a possible, it's almost like terraforming a new area. That's what I want them to happen. And they almost like become protectors or mayors of the Windvine community. That's what I want to happen. Okay, so we're actually here. We're actually down at the well. So there's a combat in there. There's a lot of still to do in there. Then we've got the caverns, and then we've got the shaman's tomb. And that's what I need to have a little bit more thought about before I just sort of like go straight into it. And I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do it. I just want to know that I want a massive combat, but I also want it that I'm using spells against them and maybe even specials. We will see. That's going to be the general idea, and sort of like match things together and see what we come up with. So, right, people, thank you for coming along tonight. I hope you've enjoyed that sneaky peek behind the scenes. We've got a lot done, an hour and a half, which is normally tops for me when I'm creating. And we got a lot done and a lot of things still to do, but we're coming to the end of this adventure. If you missed last night's adventure, then it will appear on YouTube tomorrow for members only, and then it'll become public at 8:30 or early on Saturday morning. So if you did miss it, you can quickly catch up before Saturday night. I might even bring it out, move that to the Friday. I might. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, thank you for coming along tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're not watching this live, but you're watching a recording, thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget, you can use the super thanks button or become a member of the YouTube channel. And both of which, if that happens, I will be extremely grateful. Okay, have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is. And I'll see you next time. See you. Happy Mithrasing, everyone. And I hope all your opposed rolls are successful and give you a well-deserved special. See you all later, people. Goodbye. Bye.